Are you struggling to let go or forgive someone at the moment, or there might be something that you're like still holding on to? When we don't fully forgive someone, it's like a heaviness, a weight that you're holding on to. When we are struggling to like let go and forgive people, we can have like pain and anger and almost like this heavy weight feeling on top of us. So in this video, I'm going to go through about forgiveness and why it's really important to forgive and let go, and some ways that you can learn to like forgive and let go, and finally get some closure and move on and feel light and free. So today is day 19 on my 30-day transformation series, which I committed to showing up and doing a video every day. And I do believe that the videos you will find something to help you in your healing or transformation journey as well. My name is Lisa and this is Heal with Lisa Cerise, and welcome. Thank you if you had joining me for the first time, or if you have already watched my other videos. I appreciate you being back here again. So today I'm talking about forgiveness. With forgiveness, when we truly do the work and learning to let go and forgive, then we actually are able to release ourselves and grow, and we're able to like move on in our own lives. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean like saying what someone's done or what's happened is okay and just like to forget it. So it means that you're like no longer willing to carry the burden anymore and you're willing to let go. And then this can really help you like spiritually, emotionally, and even energetically. Once you really release and will forgive and let go, you actually feel like a weight has been lifted from you. You have more energy, and then you're able to accomplish more in your life. Holding on to past experiences and stuff like this is something that can actually really like keep us stuck and hold us back. And so once we find forgiveness, we actually find peace and more joy in our life. So forgiveness is often misunderstood as like excusing someone's behavior, or just like kind of passing it by, not forgetting it. But forgiveness is actually, it's not about the other person. Forgiveness is actually all about you and how it will really benefit you by learning to forgive and let go. Because when we are holding on, we hold on to resentment in our body, and it can really affect our body and our nervous system. I don't know if anyone's heard of constipation, but that's literally not letting go. Side note, holding on can be stored in our body, and if we hold on to it, it can result in like mood swings. We can also like lose sleep over things, and we can actually get illnesses and even disease by storing on that resentment and that anger and all of those feelings in our body. So actually releasing, forgiving and letting go is when we can release that stored excess emotions in our body that we don't need to carry anymore, and we can finally release them. And so when we learn to forgive, we also like stop opening wounds that have like already scarred and are trying to heal. By actually properly forgiving and letting go, we don't need to like keep reopening those wounds again. I don't know if you notice, like when you keep going into a story or something, it really brings up those wounds and those like triggers and traumas. So if we can find some sense of peace by finding forgiveness and really learning to actually let this go. So a little bit of like my situation as I'm going through this healing journey, I there's lots of things that I thought I'd let go and healed from, but I'm really realizing that there's still these wounds there. So I'm doing some deep work in really releasing and forgiving and letting go. And it can be really hard, right? Like you can play these stories in your head and think of like ways that they could have gone differently, or like that they were not fair, or like why did they happen and stuff like this. But that's not really helpful uh, with like actually moving on and living your best life, because like isn't it so much better if we can find peace, love and joy and actually live the life that we deserve to live. One of the ways that I've found really helpful, which I'll also go into another tips, is I use the Ho'oponopono prayer a lot. So you can look on YouTube for some of those. I've got a video that I'll link at the end as well. But it's a Hawaiian peace forgiveness prayer. It's basically, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I use that prayer quite a lot. So that if that's something that sounds that resonates with you, then that can be something that you use, and look into the story behind it. It's got a really cool story as well. So there's like a lot that I had to let go of and heal from. And every like when we're healing, it comes in layers. It's not like we do a couple of things and then we're healed. There's always a lot of there's different layers of healing to go into, and that you'll realize that there'll be more people or situations or whatever that you may need to forgive and let go of in the process. But that's all part of the journey. And each time you do, which I've found, every time I do, I learn a lot more about myself. And every time I learn to let go, forgive and let go, I actually feel a lot lighter, and I've got like this restored energy, and it's such a good feeling. And it's good for like both parties as well. So I'm going to go into a couple of the ways that you can begin your own process of forgiveness and letting go, which, if you're already doing some of this, it might just be interesting to like for you to reflect and come back to these, or like maybe it's just a nice gentle reminder that maybe there is more forgiveness and letting go that you could do right now. So the first tip is you want to feel it. You want to feel like the emotions first. And, trigger warning, if it is something quite traumatic, you want to just, maybe you've already felt it enough already. And so it can be anything that might need to still be felt to then move on to forgiving and releasing. But yeah, if there's any, you want to feel any anger or sadness or like betrayal or disappointment, any sort of feelings that arise for you, just allow them in like a safe space to let yourself feel them. Which also comes down to like our next point, which is all about journaling it. But if you want to journal these feelings, feel free. Or like, how is a way that you can feel them and even release them? If you're feeling like you want to do like some punching of a pillow, or like what's a safe way for you to feel these emotions and also like release them and let them go. I find journaling really like helps, just journaling about how I'm feeling and the situation, and then also looking at it from like sort of both sides, I guess, and seeing how sometimes we're all just doing our best, and kind of looking at it from both sides, and finding a little bit of like peace and forgiveness there. It's not the same for everyone. Sometimes we're in very traumatic situations, and so I do want you to be mindful when you're doing this. If this is like something that you need to do with someone, then you will know your story and you will know at what level you are. But this is something that I've found really helpful in my sort of situation. And then you can ask yourself, like, what am I still carrying? Which goes down into like journaling as well. Like, what am I still carrying of this like situation or story, or like this person? What is still there that I am carrying in my body? Like, how can I actually release that? And like what you can write down, like what it feels like, and maybe even where it is stored in your body, if you can actually pinpoint a certain location, or like where it feels in your body. And then you can work on how you can releasing that, and saying that you choose to release this feeling. And you can also, like when you write it down and stuff, you can also write like what belief you may have got out of it. Like if you felt like something, you were treated really unfairly or something, you could journal about like how that was for you. And then this kind of goes into the next point of rewriting your story. The next point is rewriting your story. Some people find it really helpful to actually, once they've gone through the forgiveness process and all of that, they actually rewrite their story, and they sort of say like what they learned, maybe even rewriting how you wanted it to play out or something. But what you take away from it is what you really learned, like how you've grown as a person. And they could have done differently if we just sort of have compassion for both sides, and especially compassion for ourselves, and just know that we did the best that we could in the time. And if sometimes things are not fair, or not like, we feel like a bit of the victim or whatever, and that could totally be your case as well. But having compassion and for yourself, and releasing this and saying that you're choosing to no longer carry this anymore. And so you're like giving compassion to let yourself let this go and finally move on. And so I've got a couple of affirmations that you can say as well, which can help when you're going through this process and really choosing to forgive and let go. I no longer choose to carry this pain. I choose to forgive because I deserve peace. I let go of the anger, the pain, and the weight of the past. I release the need to replay old stories from the past. I am free and choose to move forward. I release this from my mind, body, and soul. And this is a good one to like really take your power back. I cut energetic ties to old pain and take my power back. And if you've liked this video so far, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate your help in getting my message out to other people. I'd really love to help others heal. And so yeah, your support is very much appreciated. Thank you. So remember, forgiveness isn't weakness. It's not forgetting, it's just you remembering who you were before the pain, because you are worthy of living your best life. You don't have to carry this anymore. You are worthy of peace and love, which comes from forgiveness, and you are free to be you again. I hope this helped you on your forgiveness journey, and I can't wait to hear from you. Let me know of like what you are choosing to release and forgive, and or if there's something that you have found helpful with your journey of forgiveness and letting go. And like always, love and belief, Lisa Cerise. Bye.